There's the 6th of August. Sun's shining and black clouds out there. Black clouds, going to be rain later on. Probably rain in the next 1 or 2 hours. I'm in the middle now of building this unit for the TV and all. And I've been thinking that wall needs to come away again. How do you get it there to get this TV unit in the right place? But you know the way caravan blinds work? I need to work out blinds and curtains. And I was thinking of a long curtain pole the full length of the room. Because I don't want curtains in front of this projector blind when I'm watching the projector. So what I've done now, I've cut the wood of the projector blind, the wood batten that's holding it up. You never get the holes drilled in the right place in the wall, it's impossible. And if you ever need to replace the blind, it's handy to have it on wood. The wiring has to be sorted out. But I've moved the blind across. So you see what I've done now. The original wall came here. That left my blind after the one side. But you see the actual motor of the blind is wider than the screen. So my screen is more or less coming to here now. But the actual motor and the bottom bit sits out. And the idea was then when I put this bit of panel on, I'm going to box it out here. So this wall is boxed down enough for electric sockets and pipes. But that bit's left free for the projector blind to get it across. The reason why I'm getting that done now, I didn't know what height the projector blind comes at. I was holding the TV stand out. And I was thinking of removing the plaster. If I moved the plaster, it would get the blind to get slightly further back. But then I thought, well, it's going to hit the light switch. The windowsill is going to stick out a wee tiny bit. Best leave it where it is. It's just that light can shine around it. So you see now the blind's coming out now level. It's not covering the doorway no more. That's as far as I can get it, like. Linda's helping me out as usual, like. You see why I keep my bed here, like. So you see now if I'm lying on the bed now, I can see the full screen. So even when that wall is boxed in, it's not in the way of the screen, like. Normally I would stop it there, but if I was going to bed at night I wouldn't stop it, let it run on down. So I want it to run on down as far as it goes. And then I've drawn a line on the wall. So while I've drawn the line on the wall now, I need to box this out. And because this unit's going to be taller. When I put on the TV bracket, how do I get the TV bracket? So the TV bracket, originally I was going to put tight the pipes. The reason why I want to tighten the pipes is just so the radiator is going to go on here in front of this. I want it back as far as possible. But you can see now how the blind, how tight, everything I'm doing here, it's not complicated as in building, it's complicated as in measuring. I'm trying to get a lot crammed into a small space. If I can save an inch here, that means I can get past here in my Zimmer frame as I get older. So with that against the pipes now, that blind just about goes down. So I'll put a batten of wood on now, out here, and I'll box this up then. So you sort of get the idea, like it has to be boxed up a bit. Because this thing needs a lid on it. The lid opens and closes when this TV pops up and down. So that there's going screwed to the floor now. I've battens underneath that and sure screwed to the floor. So we'll leave the blind at that there now. Next thing now is to get in fact I'll leave it down. Next thing now is to get a batten of wood. I've 2x2, it might be too big, I'll try it out. And this is what I spend most of the time doing, just trying to work things out. Use what I have in the house. There's no blueprint here, like, it's all in my head. And it changes as I go along. But like, I still got I'm lying on my bed, I've still got the openness of the big room. So that door over there, that's going to become my shower. The shower is going to be outside. It'll be an indoor shower, but we built outside, we lean-to. I want to build it out of them insulated panels. They're about 2 or 3 inches thick, aluminium metal on them. Just trying to get one. If I had one big panel, it would only do me. Put 3 sides on, and then I'll put a roof on. And I'll put my shower out there, and I'll run the plumbing from here out to the shower. Put the glass back in the door. I'll just leave the back door on. See, it's 100% because I don't want steam in my bedroom. And that's why I came up with that idea. And then I can put on the wee lean-to-town roof, I might put the skylight you get in the caravan. And you can pop that up. No need to heat out there then. Just let the air blow through it. And the bedroom stays dry. Nobody else has done this before. That's the whole thing about DIY. You don't have to copy, you can be unique. So I'll get a batten of wood now and get this finished here. So So here's a 2x2 batten here. There's no way I want to hold that bracket out. So I'll probably just put, I need a 2x2 batten as far as the blinds go. I would need that thickness. This also stops light shedding underneath the blind. It stops the cold. The cold will run off to the side and all that. But I'm thinking then of putting air vents along here so the cold can run in and get under this radiator, but that's more advanced. So I think I need to run the batten along there. When I hang the TV on, the TV comes down, it's just to miss that pipe there. So I'm going to hang the TV on today and get the exact TV will be hung on before I put the front of this on. And if I can afford extra space, I'll cut another inch off the front of this, make the whole thing smaller. That's the idea. So I think we'll use this batten here, we'll get this thing dead middle, put the blind back up again, get it on the dead middle, and then get these battens fitted on both sides. And it has to be fixed to the wall, so I might have to put a piece of wood behind here so I can screw the bracket onto the wall and she screws onto the base. There's the back of my TV now. See the brackets? You wouldn't believe there's so many measurements involved on fitting a TV in this box. It is for me because I'm hiding the pipe. The brackets are 9 inches apart. Do you see if my brackets were 12 inches apart? If I still hit the pipe. Whenever the brackets is going down, there's nothing sticking out in the TV. That is the widest part of the TV. There'll be cables that side, power lead this side, but my water tap's going to be over here, so there's nothing to catch the water tap as it goes up and down. I'm going to have the TV more about an inch off the base. There's the middle of my wall there. I've gone by the middle of the frame. That's the middle of the wall. So roughly you want this in the middle to line up, but you see where it's hitting the connector down below? And that's holding it out. That connector's holding it out. If I move it a wee bit to the side, it goes in tighter. And I still miss this off valve. TV goes up and down. And all I have to do then is put these slightly off to the side so the TV still sits in the middle. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle of that bracket. And as long as that's some 9 inches, lost my tape measure, as long as that's within 9 inches, I'm well off that pipe there. So there's no problem. So it's going to miss that pipe, no problem. And having it in tight, and the TV screwed on there, just screw it past there, boy, screw it past. So I'll get a wee batten of wood now, fit it behind here, the right thickness, and we'll get it screwed on. But before I do that now, I'll screw the base on, because the base is not screwed on yet. On the bracket itself, adding about an inch on, so the TV in front of that. I need an air gap. I still like the idea of being able to put a bit of insulation behind, but I haven't ordered the radiator yet. When I go to order the radiator, we'll get the exact size. I want to just see how high this has to go for the TV, and then get the biggest radiator I can. I've drilled holes now for these battens, but the floor is very soft. I'm not drilling no holes there because I don't know where that water pipe goes, so that's just going to sit there. I was going to drill a hole there, I decided not to. See that crack in the floor? That's where the water pipes go underneath and they go to the bathroom. They could go wobbly for all I know, so I decided not to drill that one. So I'll screw these wee battens on now. It's hard to get a piece of wood 3mm or 30mm. That's door frame wood. That's close enough. So if you need 30mm batten, that's what you use. We 12-volt jigsaw, practically useless. Metal. But you see the circular saw, brilliant. 20-volt, brilliant saw. Let's see, I cut this piece of wood now. I was able to cut the full length of that wood, no problem. We got one hand here, but the only fault I put with, and that's the safety guard. Sometimes she'll catch a bit, but that's the same with them all, isn't it? So this is 3cm wood here, 30mm. No problem, no problem. And it stops right away. So if you were to half cut your finger off, I like the way it stops right away. Definitely a brilliant wee tool there. I've got the big battery in it. Don't recommend them batteries there at all. Don't recommend them. Too heavy. But you see, if you drop your tool, it breaks the tool. It's far too heavy. The tool was never designed to hold that big battery. they brought them out after. It's a Bluetooth battery. You don't need Bluetooth battery. Very better off with the lighter ones and just change them. But I got that for $5, so can't complain. But I actually broke one of my wee saws. I dropped the saw and the wee connector's not strong enough to hold the weight of the battery. So I put in a circular saw here because I'm doing a right bit of cutting today. When I'm installing the battens and all here, I'm using the 2 drills. So I put my batten on the wall. I'll drill with a wee drill first, mark a hole, and then I use this big thing. This is a 6 kilogram drill, screw fix. The biggest fault I would give that drill, it's more than powerful for drilling holes, drill them no problem. It's the dust. See the motor? Blows the dust in your eyes. It's up a wee hole, blows the dust in your eyes. Unbelievable amount of dust. I went up to the brother's house to drill a hole through the wall for him behind the sofa to run a cable. There was a big bit like, and I drilled had the drill down low. The whole living room was full of dust. As the dust came out, the motor just threw it up into the air, and the whole room was like fog, drilling one big hole. Now I've drilled piles of holes, the other ones didn't seem to chuck the air out the same. So it just seemed to throw the dust into your eyes. It's the only problem I give it. Now maybe it's just because it's so much more powerful, there's more air coming off it. I don't know. It's definitely a good drill for drilling, but you always be shielding your eyes. But good, oh, that's a good tough thing like. So get these rod plugs in now. So the top batten's on. I have that there screwed now to the other batten. I have a screw to the bottom. Going to hang the TV. I have to put an upright on here now. The only reason why I'm doing this design is because my blind can come down behind the projector screen. So I'm going to have to put the TV on, find out what the height has to be, and then cut a piece of wood for there. There's the rain on now. My trousers getting wet. Look at that there, boys. Right, I see 2 problems here. One I knew about. Look at the space under that TV to the bottom of that board. It's a way big space. The other bracket behind's got the wee holes in it and in the long slot. That's the lowest hole in the bracket. So I'm going to have to use the long slot and make sure it doesn't slip. So I have to figure something out there. I want it closer to the bottom. Probably they have it like that in case it's cats and all get cut. You don't know. Another thing is, I just put that on the floor. I didn't level that out. The floor is where it is. It's not level. TV's crooked. So what I have to do now is take this TV off again. The 2 screws on that side of the bracket, I'll put spacers underneath them and level this bracket out. So I should have checked that beforehand. I'll take this bracket back off the TV again. I'm going to see if I get that lower down. I'll just check my tape measure how much lower I want it. Don't want any more than an inch off the bottom. I want another 2 inches lower. I'm going to get it lowered down by 2 inches. The one bad thing about the bracket, I think it's £290 that bracket. The screws to fit the TV, very little choice. I've had cheap brackets with screws fit. The screws that came with wouldn't fit that TV right. There was 2 long ones and 2 short ones that fitted, but there's no 4 screws, no 4 long ones or 4 short ones. 2 of each. All TVs take 4. And the washers didn't fit the best for the wee screws. If you want big screws, plenty of big screws. But there's my problem now. I'm at the bottom hole of this bracket. There's another 2 inches there. If I slide that up, that'll get the TV I wanted, but that's not in a hole. It needs to be in a hole to stop it sliding. So I'm going to move it up and see how tight it is. That TV's not very heavy. Although it's a big TV, it's not very heavy. So I'm going to put it the lowest. The only thing worse that happen is it could slide. And if it slides, so I don't think it really matters. I'll move it anyway. So there's the difference there now. There's where the bracket was at its lowest. You see where I've got the TV down lower now, but it's not in a hole. Don't think it matters. I couldn't move that if I wanted to move it. So I don't think it matters. So you're looking better now, boys, looking better now. It's only about an inch or so off the bottom. So you're sitting there nice and level now. With that there, with that nice and level. Still more than plenty of room. I might cut a bit off the front of that yet, you know, make that whole thing smaller. I programmed this when I got it to start. I didn't read the instructions, not programmed right, so I don't know. She's going to auto stop, but I'll put her up here now to get an idea. You're supposed to program it to set whatever height you want. So of course it has to go a lot higher than that. So I need to get the instruction book out now and find out how to reset it. But that's the idea, like. You're gonna be tight. Well, electric screens coming down and TVs popping up. So that's it now, there's full height there. Oh, just imagine now watching TV now. I think that's right there. No control. Oh, you don't have to get off your house. But I'm going to put that control box where I can get at it. Because you know me, I'm going to lose this. All these things are the same. They can only go up and down so many times. I don't know if it's a minute or an hour. I think it's an hour. So in other words, you can't, the motor, if you imagine the strength on that motor there, pushing that up. You can't just keep up and down like a Wayne's toy. It'll damage it. Now, I never thought that maybe I've recorded where it stops. Maybe it's my collide here now. I don't know if that, maybe I think it was at its lowest. Didn't check how far it was off the pipe. That was the main problem, keeping it off the pipe. Look at that there, boys. See me, I'm in the caravan here. When I was away, my mothers used to bake and all the rest. As a wee Wayne, I could have touched the glass on my oven door and got my hands melted. We never did do that. We had sense back in them days. But nowadays, Waynes wouldn't have the sense not to touch an oven door. So what they do is they put 2 sheets of glass. There's not much gap between that. But that wee gap between one pane and the other pane is enough to stop your hands melting. Now heat can still transfer by the edge, but this will be warm, but it won't be as scalding as the inner piece. If I have 2 layers, I'm thinking putting insulation in, but maybe I won't need insulation. By simply having 2 layers of wood and a battened out. Now I need to put battens where the radiator brackets are going, there's a bit of weight. But I think if I had 2 layers of wood, the air gap between them will reduce the amount of heat that gets to the TV. Now, I haven't tested this theory out, like, this is just type of things go through my head, like, people always say I'm mad and all the rest, but I don't think like normal people, you see. And I think about stuff like this. I like to know how things work around me. So I might cut the TV bracket back 3 inches and then put a gap on another piece of wood in front. Sometimes when things are not quite right, you think, oh, it shouldn't matter too much. But the TV bracket is not 100% level that way. That could be adjusted. Now I was thinking of cutting this back anyway. But I'm just looking here now, the actual wall, if I measure from there to this floor tile, it's about 19 inches. If I measure there to the floor tile, it's 1/4 of an inch out. If I take that back 1/4 of an inch, that's going to be even more crooked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dismantle all this again now. I'm going to cut another 2 inches off this. I'm going to cut 2 inches off this. I'm going to make sure it's square. I'm going to scrape the back into the wall. See, that wall's all shit there, like, boys. But I'm going to measure from the floor tile back. I'm going to get this bottom dead straight. And then when I put this bracket back on again, I'll have to put a couple of wee spacers just to slightly tilt her, so she's parallel. Now's the time to do it before I build everything else. She's not out by much, but not right. If it's not right, it's not right. If I hold that there now, according to that TV, it's just under 4 inches, 9.5 centimeters off the front. 11.5, far too far out. So there's got to be some adjustments made. But it's screwed against the wall, you see, and it's just the way everything's all bent and twisted. There's not much you can do, but make me fine adjustments. So what I'll probably do there, I'll loosen that batten there and put a spacer down behind to tilt this batten out slightly crooked, and that'll tilt this side crooked, this side straight. The only way I can really measure is, it's very hard, you know, what do you go by? So I'll lift this TV back off again. I could put a wee spacer behind there, but it wouldn't be the same. I want that supported by the wood. And the thing is, the longer an item is, you don't have to break them much to correct it. Just going by the bracket. Once the TV's off, I won't have the TV on. I can't really measure with one hand. But I'll use a spirit level to get a line straight down and make sure it's straight next time. So I left this TV off, so it all depends now. Because you see, until I actually start building, I don't know what space it's going to take up. I'm going to take off 2 inches of that, I'm tempted by 3 inches, you know. Tempted. A few inches would leave the room right and big. I'm really considering I could make it shorter. You have to have it the full length. It has to join the wall over there because all the piping and all has to be hid. But maybe I should just bring it out level with the window. Because when it's a cabinet, no, the reason why it's that length is because the radiator, I want a big radiator. The radiator's going on it. So that's why it's been kept long. I want lots of heat in the room. I don't want the radiator scalding. I want to be able to have the radiator at a low temperature and have the room warm. Seven foot. I would say I wouldn't even get a 7-foot radiator on there because you got the valves at each end. So 6 foot might be the next radiator around for the pipes. 6.5 feet. It's more symmetrical if I keep it as it is now. I always have the possibility of running a cable down here if I wanted to. I might just bring the 13 amp cable down there and put a 13 amp socket on the end. I'm not sure, it's not that maybe I could put a wee door on the end. And then put another wee bit of a wall there, a wee storage compartment. That end there just lie empty. I'm going to cut off, I'll be ruthless, I'm going to cut off 3 inches. If I cut off 3 inches and then put on double layer wood in the front, help same as the oven. So that's what I'll do. Well, about an hour later now, see the hassle is here, boys, the hassle. I've cut that back 2.5 inches. I would still say it's a wee smidgy further out than that side, it's next to impossible to get 100% right. I tried putting a tent peg behind that. It was too crooked. What did I try then? I tried what was it? A couple of big washers. It was too far. I tried a slim washer. Precision like. That's as level as I can get there. Because the thing is, you see, you level the bracket off. The bracket now appears 100% level. But then when you put the TV on, it's just a wee twig, like a wee twig. So to dismantle everything to get up that wee twig. Whenever everything's all finished, I put a wee panel something under there just to raise it up a wee. I put a wee bit of tin foil or something over there to raise it up that wee smidgy. I can't do it by putting washers in and taking washers out. If you put a washer in, extra washer, it's too far up. It's too delicate. So maybe I'm just being too much of a perfectionist. What I have to do now, what I'm going to do double layer front. The first layer is going to sit on top of these battens. And then I'll put all the battens out and then do the second layer. So what I have to do now, whenever I get my, whatever height I'm going here, I'm not sure how the lid works. I do not know how the lid works. I then have to put it back on here. And the back has to be the same height as the front. And then the lid is screw under that. But I'm going to have the top big enough to go over the radiator as well. So as long as I get 2 bits of wood on level, that's basically all I'm doing now. So I'm not 100% sure what size it's going to end up at. There's the red lines where I sort of predicted at the start. So I'm doing well. I've room for insulation and still not take up too much space. I'll hook this up now, make sure she's working before I box her in. This is very difficult. See if I had another person. You see how I'm slightly out there now, like. I can't hold the board level with the end. Guess where it's level with the line and put a screw in, it wants to fall. No, nobody here to help me. Everybody's away on a holiday. I went on my holidays 2 weeks ago. I couldn't get them. So I'm struggling. It's taking ages. I put the front piece on and I had to try and level the back with the front, but it's not on the wall, you see. This is for the blinds to go down behind the projector screen. And I can't use one single board the whole length because of the stand in the way, and everything has to be level and square, and it's difficult. So yeah, I'll put that wee screw in temperature to hold it, and I'm out. Because I'm holding that screw and trying to hold level, I can't hold the board. Too much weight. I'm trying to think of a big nail or something to bang in. I'm going to see if I've got a big nail, big 6-inch nail or something to try and hold one end up while I level the other end up. And then by the time I get it all done and put the front board on, it could be slightly out. But that's the one the hinge is going to go on. It's going to be a hinge in that for the lid. It has to be level and square with this board. So that's what I've done now. I used a 6-inch nail. I've got that level now with the end. All I can do is eye it up to that line there. I can do it by eye. That line's level. And now I lift this board up now until that bubble's level. And once that bubble there is level, I'll put this screw in. The bigger the spirit level you use, the more accuracy you get. So I've clamped this spirit level on. That was just slightly out, believe it or not. And by using the longer spirit level, that's giving me a truer level. I put the wee nail there now, and I can lift that all end up and screw it on and screw that on. Hopefully then, when I put this on here, I'll know then they're going back and forward. If I was to just go out the yard now and make a rectangle box, say I went to B&Q, got the woods all cut the same size, make a box, this would be straightforward. It's because I'm boxing in water pipes. This is why it's so difficult. And projector screen and stuff like that, so I'm having to build it into the house, and no walls or floors straight or level. And that's why I'm having so much difficulty. Normal person buying this stand would just go and make a normal rectangle box, equal sizes all round, and then you could just bring it in, just screw it onto the floor. But then again, if your floor is not level, your TV is going to be slightly crooked. But then you can put adjustable feet on it like a kitchen unit. And I'm also putting a radiator against this, and radiator is heavy, so it has to be strong. This is why it's so much hassle for me. I say if I had 2 people here, one, so you don't need to be qualified, just somebody holding the end of a board. It would speed things up. Lunar tries her best, like, but it's not much help. Just about got this leveled off at the back. That was very difficult. You see we have made the wee U-shape thing. Then I go on ahead now to make the rest of this box. But it was important the back was right. We see now my projector screen has to go behind it. Whenever I put the top on, I'm going to make 2 wee tiny metal brackets. Just the tiniest wee metal brackets that will guide the blind in should the windows be open and blowing it or something like that. But the top can't pass that. I think I'm going to get a piano hinge or something. I'm not quite sure. I haven't worked that far ahead. We see now she's coming down now. She's coming down. Will she go in? Will she go in? Can't afford to have out any more or it gets in the way of the TV, you see. And you want it in tight anyway because that keeps the drafting all out. Just slightly out there, boys. Just slightly out. So she's going to need 2 wee metal brackets as she wobbles a bit. The back door's pushing her now, you see she's wobbling. So I reckon just two tiniest wee brackets at an angle that just keeps that back, because you don't want it sitting too far out, you want it back, it keeps the light out. But should go behind. I can make 2 wee metal brackets. Oh, that there fragrancy there, boys. Now, if I was watching the projector normally, see the black line, I would normally manually stop it myself. But in the winter time and you want to keep the draft out, so if I was watching a film, I would stop it about there. I was watching a movie, if I was in the bed watching a movie, because it's remote control, but it's just that in your screen's where you want it, and I'll put the wee speakers back up again. But at night time I would drop it right down, and the cold draft goes after the side.